A U.S. judge recently nullified Donald Trump's roughly $1.8 billion settlement with the IRS, a deal that reportedly granted him immunity from tax audits. Both the BBC and CNBC reported on this significant development, highlighting that the judge stated the lawsuit was brought for improper purposes. This decision also led to the referral of one of Trump's attorneys for potential disciplinary action. This IRS settlement was originally reached with the Justice Department and had established what CNBC described as a lawfare fund, which has since been scrapped. The legal voiding of this agreement raises questions about the mechanisms of tax enforcement and the role of executive power in such high-profile cases. The judge's finding of improper purpose behind Trump's lawsuit against the IRS is a crucial element of this ruling. This specific finding, emphasized by both the BBC and CNBC, suggests a misuse of the legal system, potentially for personal gain or to avoid scrutiny. The referral of a Trump attorney for disciplinary action underscores the seriousness of this determination. Such actions by a court can have lasting implications for legal professionals and set precedents for how future high-profile individuals might interact with tax authorities. It also shines a light on the potential for political motivations to influence legal strategies, examining the boundaries between legitimate legal challenges and those deemed to serve ulterior motives. This voided settlement comes amidst a backdrop of other significant legal and financial events involving Donald Trump. For instance, both the BBC and CNBC reported that Trump paid approximately $5 million to writer Jean Carroll in damages for sexual abuse and defamation, despite his attempts to delay the payment. Separately, The Guardian noted that the U.S. government has refunded roughly $81 billion in Trump-era tariffs after the Supreme Court ruled them illegal. These diverse legal and financial entanglements, from personal damages to government refunds, and now avoided tax settlement, illustrate a pattern of high-stakes legal challenges and their substantial financial repercussions. They collectively paint a picture of ongoing legal scrutiny across various domains. The collective reporting underplays the immediate implications for the IRS and its independence. A settlement, even one later voided, that granted immunity from tax audits to a former president could potentially erode public trust in the impartiality of tax enforcement. This situation highlights how executive power might be perceived to influence or even circumvent standard IRS procedures. The judge's decision to void the settlement, therefore, acts as a critical check on such power, reaffirming the principle that no one is above the law, especially concerning tax obligations. This outcome could strengthen the IRS's perceived independence and its mechanisms for ensuring fair and equitable tax audits for all citizens. Looking ahead, this voided settlement could trigger significant political and legal repercussions. For Donald Trump, it reopens the door to potential tax audits and further financial scrutiny, which could be politically damaging, especially with his reported plans for a speech to the nation concerning declassified intelligence on alleged 2020 election interference, as reported by CNBC. The case also sets a precedent for how future administrations and high-ranking officials might attempt to settle tax disputes, potentially making such settlements harder to achieve or more scrutinized. The judge's strong language and referral of an attorney signal a judiciary determined to uphold legal integrity, impacting the future landscape of executive legal strategies and the mechanisms of government oversight.